Today we will be covering how to operate a Canon DSLR or digital single lens reflex camera. DSLR cameras are cameras that you can look through the lens using mirrors that reflects the image into the viewfinder. There are many components to a DSLR camera, but the most important are the ISO, aperture, and shutter speed. We will also be covering lenses and which are best for your camera. Camera settings are based on what you are shooting. Starting with the ISO, this function tells the light sensors in the camera how responsive to the light it should be. Each step up doubles the sensitivity of the sensors, but the higher the ISO, the grainier the photo will be. Next is the shutter speed. This adjusts how long the sensor will take in the light. If you are shooting in low light situations, you'll need a higher shutter speed so that the sensor can capture more light. But the longer the shutter is open, the more it can blur, though using a tripod can prevent this. The next component of the camera is the aperture. Aperture controls how much light comes through the lens. This also affects the depth of field, which means how much the frame details are in focus. White balancing is another important part of photography and videography. One way to white balance is by selecting your environment in the white balance settings. There are many ways to manage these settings. If you want full control of the aperture and shutter speed, then working on manual is the best option. But if you want to get used to one setting, you can try either AV, TV, or P for program. In AV mode, you are only able to adjust the aperture. The shutter speed will be set for you. TV mode is the opposite. The camera will adjust the aperture, but you control the shutter speed. This mode is usually used for sports and fast-moving subjects, allowing you to either blur the movement or get a crisp photo. Program mode will let the camera select the settings for the frame and light you give it. This can help by allowing you to see what settings the camera thinks is best. There are 3 types of lenses, which are differentiated by colored rings around the lens. The 3 common colored rings are silver, gold, and red. The silver ring is for beginners. These lenses are usually reasonably priced. Red marked lenses are used for professional use. They can range in many different sizes and focal lengths. They have the best resolution and largest range in depth of field. With this knowledge and some practice, you can now fully use your DSLR to capture great shots and become a working photographer.